Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29. I'm back again. And with me today, I've also got a bit of a guest. So let me introduce you to Jaime.
Hello, shalom to you, my friend, and welcome everyone. I'm usually on another channel that Tehillim talks about, which is Roulette Productions, and I also have a philosophy podcast, which, by the way, for a little secret for everyone that listens to my philosophy podcast, the man on the other side of the pond there actually inspired about 25% of the topics. Let's be honest. But it is good to see you. It's been ages.
Yeah, it certainly has. And the only way that we've sort of been keeping in contact with each other has been through Discord. So I am going to have to share that Discord link out again to something I've been wanting to do through my subscriber live streams, subscriber catch up live streams. I've also let Jaime know of some ideas that I'm planning on doing in the future, but they're not going to be revealed just yet to the public audience. I want to wait until things start to reach a pretty fair number before I start to reach, especially in the area of subscribers.
Definitely. And I will put that Discord link in the chat, actually.
Yeah. Seeing you are also one of the members there, that also admins, and has also done some work on the Rainbow Press and Comics website. In fact, he has put up a couple of reviews on the Rainbow Press and Comics website. It's been a while since he's last done some, but I'm not too worried about it.
I mean, I am the. I mean, as you joked, I am the modern Renaissance man lately, going back to college and various other projects. So,
whilst we're here, I want to give a big thanks to Lord for making it to the for the live stream, and anyone else who happens to make it here. Big thanks to you. Feel free to share the link out, invite others to join us. Hey, maybe even yourselves might have some ideas of some webtoons that you could suggest to us. And if you'd like to hear more of Jaime on the channel, let him know in the live stream comments as well as the comments that come after the live stream.
Yes, I know I have a face made for radio, so this is the best I'm doing. This is. But no, you did mention it, the webtoons, and I had experimented with Webtoon as far as creating, which had a project on there, but things happened. They fell through because a lot of it was work and stress. So,
already, look at this one. I believe that you brought up this not so long ago.
yeah, we talked about that. I am reading The Boxer as well, Lord.
Someone's
Boxer,
got good taste.
Yeah, I am reading The Boxer as well, Lord. I'm starting from the beginning where I think the premise is, if from what I can tell, is if you've watched Hajime no Ippo, which means Ippo the fighter, or Fight Ippo.
Mm-hmm.
Fight it. Basically,
I know of the series, but not watched the series. But I have heard
it
a lot
is
of
a great
recommendations of the series.
It is a great series. What I would tell everyone is what they expect from Makinuchi Ippo. Throw that out the window with The Boxer. Throw that completely out the window, because the protagonist here is quite scary. He emotionless. He doesn't react like everyone else does. He is a hyper-focused boxer. One of those that basically they see everything. You know how you see everything slow down in time? You see a punch coming towards you. For everyone else, that's a punch coming towards me. Is you only have 2 or 3 seconds to react. this person that's the protagonist of sorts in the boxer doesn't see it that way. He sees you. He knows just by a muscle twitch that you're going to telegraph you're about to hit. And yes, that's correct, Lord. He is basically a hardcore leveling warrior, and he's definitely a boxer. almost to almost to use a term that they love to use, OP, way overpowered. He's he is playing chess while everyone is playing shoots and ladders.
Well, I might begin to show some that are already on my list.
Definitely.
Maybe we might be able to cover maybe one or two story chapters or episodes, just of what I've got on my list to also share with the audience. Maybe you might want to do the same thing, Jaime.
Oh, definitely.
Actually, you know what? Guess first. Um, uh, you able to fix up the share screen on your side so that you're able to pull up Webtoons and
If it will let me, yes, I can share.
and I'll prepare to share it on or have it go up on this end.
Let me do window and so that I'm not.
Okay,
There we go.
all good.
All good.
Yeah.
See?
Okay. So this is what Jaime has on his list.
This is so far, and I'm starting my collection.
So, are there anything that you're starting to watch read through the first couple of chapters of, or the first three chapters of?
Oh yeah, I've read through the boxer, and
Yeah.
again, anyone who watches Hajime no Ippo, throw everything out the window that you know about that show. It is definitely not that. And then also, I'm watching. I got to read some of Shotgun Boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a truth in advertising name. Let me pull that up.
Yeah. So let's get a bit of a look at
And
what it
there's
looks like.
62 episodes, as they
But,
say. Running for his life in the woods, Yuan stumbles upon a shotgun and enough shells for his classmates. But then, of course, that is a recipe for disaster once he finds out that everyone's under attack by brain-eating creatures. It's basically a boy with a shotgun. But I'll open up the prologue. Camby Kim and Hong Pil are the writer and artist. For anyone, they do,
give a trigger warning, which is really good.
and they do say, "Hey, this has adult themes."
Yes.
It will warn you every time.
Yep.
But that is good, by the way, that they do give you a crisis text line
Mm-hmm.
for anyone that is feeling depressed and that has went through suicidal thoughts, or is having emotions. And I myself have had those. Contact them, because it is a very permanent problem to a very temporary, a very permanent solution to a very temporary problem.
Yep. So don't be afraid to contact the lifeline of your own country. Maybe even go seek a counselor if you need to help.
Definitely. And also, we're both going to say that there is no shame in crying.
Yes.
Everyone does. So as you see, it is in a 4 coma style that Webtoons is adopting, because not only are they doing website, they're also doing the tablets and the mobile.
Yep.
As we see, the typical bullying.
Yep. I wonder if Webtoons will also end up getting some more animated series as well.
They've talked about that, but just enough of a premise through the first panels that
Mm.
he is bullied. He's quite bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And as everyone see, using my disguised name on
Yep.
Webtoons.
Yep.
Excuse me. And of course, I've read through the Boxer. This one also interested me.
Yep.
The This started in April, but it's called The World After the Fall. And
Lord, I think you'll be surprised because you might actually see that on my list
yeah,
when we get around to covering that.
oh yeah, it has. It's basically a premise that we can get used to. Where all right, we're going to stop sharing. Basically, the premise of if you had the chance to do it again, what would you do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, a lot of people may not,
That is true. Well,
Then we
yeah.
have Ed. Ed, how are you doing?
Yep. It's made it to the live stream. All right. Here, a bit of a list of some of mine.
Oh,
Some of these I have recently added quite a while ago. Of course, we've got S class hunters. When I was going through, or when I actually first did the thumbnail for this particular live stream, I thought, okay, let's have a look at what else is there. And at the time, I didn't really have a lot. I only probably had Taekwondo Kid, Batman Family Adventures, and that was practically all. So I thought, okay, I might check out the one Leyland's Curse. So we've got that. I've not properly read through it, but I've had a bit of a look in relation to what it's about. But um, I'll get there here first. So Taekwondo Kid.
yes.
And this is something that I really sort of like need to get back on the road to reading. And I'd also like to maybe even cover something like this on the channel. So if no one's able to make it one day, I might go through maybe 2 or 3 chapters of this, do what I normally do in relation to the Wayne Family Adventures. So with the Wayne Family Adventures, I cover free, and it's sort of like moving into 4 chapters now, because there was a time that when this box at home was getting fixed and upgraded,
Right.
I had no access to the computer at that time. So I thought, okay, then I got to do something about this when it gets back. And so I fixed up for the latest live stream in relation to the Wayne Family Adventures, which is done through the Super Science Fortress of Attitude side of things. All right. In Kim, an explosive taekwondo fighter who can throw brutal kicks, but his opponents don't take him seriously because he's held back by all the sparring rules. However, changes are coming in the taekwondo world. And that just might give In a fighting chance. Can In beat the people who once mocked him and show everyone to take his style of to show that his style of taekwondo is no joke? So I'll show you some of the first episode. And of course, we get the warning at the beginning.
I mean,
This
they
is
should put that in. They really
yes.
do. And I do see your recommendation, Lord. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that one because the world of judo is definitely one
Yeah,
that I know quite well.
yeah. Well, this is actually covering taekwondo.
Yeah, but yeah, the one he recommended in the chat.
Oh,
But
okay.
yes,
Ah, yes.
uh, I can tell
So,
Mr. Kim is not the best student.
yes. So we've got a little bit like covering what he's trying to do for his day, and ah, thinking to himself, we of course get his age. So,
17, which
so he's almost leaving high school.
if he can make it,
Mm, yes. Of course, a couple of friends, one of his other ones, the career plan. I thought you'd want to be a professional taekwondo master. You've been doing taekwondo since you were little, and of course, and then he starts to think, it's not just for me, but it is for you, especially if you put so much dedication into it. And devotion into it. Why not? Are you not good enough? Is your coach not letting you fight? Of course, a little bit of teasing there, but in good humor. And of course, something that can be a bit of a common excuse for some. Um, Korean sports are pretty elite, man.
yeah,
In other words, they think, oh, I'm not good enough to be the best. So maybe it's better for someone else to take my place instead of me. But instead of like going full on head to something that he actually loves. Do you even know what that means? They're not like the fight clubs in those Japanese manga you're always reading.
nope. Oh, there's a bit of
Elite.
an in
What?
joke.
Yes. What do you mean? I thought you were a genius. In manga, geniuses can do anything.
They can.
And his response are, those geniuses all started when they were in elementary school. Stop reading so much manga. I'm worried about your future.
Right. So yeah.
Now, this is actually quite a uh, long story. It's actually a very long chapter. And of course, you get the rough idea what things are like until eventually we start to get to him in his uniform. So things continue. When I've got the time, we'll have to cover this
Oh yeah. I'm
like legitly on the channel
yeah, because I've
because it would be a great way to not only promote this story creator, but for something to each other people who enjoy webtoons. And as you can see here, something happens and he gives a bit of a ball, a bit of a kick.
for those
And the
who
look on his face, it's like,
yep,
what the hell?
right. The but the name of the artist or and writer is June, which
Mhm.
you can find them on Instagram at hold on, let me look at the time. Oh, June, which is Instagram.com, June with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 6 using an N. Or
Yeah.
go to the comic that Taekwondo Kid and you can get their
Yep.
information.
Yep. So I might just stop there.
Yeah.
And it certainly gives you um, an indication of what he can actually do. It's definitely worth to recommend. I do need to read more of the series, but considering how long each chapter is, um, they're a little bit longer than the Wayne Family Adventures, so therefore it would actually take longer for me to get through the chapters. But
Right.
for Rainbow Press and Comics, like for doing it through these live streams, I think it would be fine. Like whenever I've got the time to do it.
Yeah.
Um, of course, I've got Tower of God here, to which it was actually recommended to me by someone who watches my channel.
Yeah.
And I eventually got around to responding to him quite a while ago. And I told him that I've been reviewing the Wayne Family Adventures on the channel and mentioned that it's also a webtoon. And it sounds like it actually got that person interested enough to maybe go check that webtoon out. Um, of course, some of these have finished, but I might move into my next one that I've actually recently started, but I do need to get back into reading more of. When I first read this, Uriah, um, I spread, I sped through at least 20 chapters. It must have been in less than, oh gosh, an hour. I
That's
enjoyed
quite a
it
bit.
that much. And it really grabbed my attention. I'm not really big into sort of like thriller, horror, suspense, but this one managed to grab my attention. There was something about the story that really stood out, and it also leaves you questioning um, not only who the character ends up meeting, but also questioning a bit about this character that's the main pro tag. It's like,
Right.
oh, what is this? Okay, this is what it says about it. It goes up every Saturday here. A rainy night, a mysterious island, a boy with a dangerous story to tell. If only he could remember who and where he was.
That
So
sounds all
begins
right.
a chilling journey into the unknown when uncovering a twisted world of secrets is the only way to survive. Now, this would probably be given the rating of M here in Australia. M, maybe the MA.
Possibly.
Yeah. But I'll get to showing a little bit of the first episode, of course.
As we said, they do remind you every time that it is recommended for mature audiences.
Yep.
There's
So
not nudity, but it's the
yeah, it's the
violence.
yeah, it's the themes that play out. So move in, and I'm glad that little warning is there. And of course, we see who it's written by, and the way this starts is just like, okay, we've got the beginning of a rainy day.
Oh, I like how they do that.
Oh yeah, and look at this. We can see a bit of a vehicle there, but we don't know how long it's been there. And as we look here, we're starting to move into a blurry figure to who we will see as the main character. And then
Oh,
bit of a raindrop wakes him up. Realizes that something's not right here. Got a bit of blood on him. And he's been
bound.
tied up. So what's happened? what's happened to him. It's a good thing that his feet weren't tied up, but of course we can see that he's got a bit of bruising around his eye.
Oh, yeah, he took a hit or two,
Yeah, yeah,
and beer cans.
yeah. And no doubt, we definitely know they're not from him, but they do indicate that there were people who were possibly in the vehicle before he was put there. Trying to get himself out. Now, this is something I find interesting too, and it's this also seems to play quite a bit too in relation to the birds on the island.
Right.
So he starts to make his way out. Manages to come across a light. We get a fair idea
Oh yeah.
of where this takes place.
Which is which we know Scandinavian because it's a form of Germanic, but
Yeah.
I want to say Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Soldier and Australia, yeah, that's Sweden.
Yeah. So he's trying to work out where he is. So it's quite a fair chapter.
Yeah.
And like I said, when I first read through this, it really grabbed my attention that I ended up reading through the first 20 with under an hour. It was that grabbing because I had to know
Like, what's
what
going on here?
what's going on here. Who are these people? What's up with him? Does the character know who exactly he is or remember anything from his past? And of course, his first encounter with a stranger who's on a motorbike. And he responds, "Do you have a death wish or something?" Death wish?
Yeah.
Were you even bloody looking? Of course, a bit of a response from him. And then she starts to realize,
Eh, he wandered out in the road because he's in trouble.
yep. And it starts to show where he's been harmed. Starts to help unbound him, but as you can see here, there's something
He's
happened to his hand.
yeah. Yep.
And then I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
And they're not kidding. You might want to wash your hands after all that.
Yeah. So they do end up going to help, but you also learn that okay, what are some of their motivations too of being on the island and other things like that, and it really sets things up to be really interesting in the story.
And that's another artist to follow, Tofuo, who
Yes.
Uh, they are on Facebook. They and under on Twitter, both under the same name. Lots of canvas. I do need. That was the
Yeah.
other one I was looking for. The one you had told me about, the Genji.
Yeah. All right. There. There you go.
And oh, yeah,
Yes,
there is a
lot of choices around. Yes. Oh, of course, there's the Heartstopper one, which is actually connected to the graphic novel of the series, as well as they did bring out the first season to this. Yes, it's considered a LGBTQ type story. I've read through all four of the volumes. Really incredible story. Um, but I've not gotten around to sort of like checking it out on if there's any differences in the Heartstopper webtoons. So what they might have in, say, the graphic novel which they brought out, they might have something a little bit different in the webtoons, and that sometimes can happen with some IPs.
well, you have to exercise a little bit of creative license in the
Yeah,
IP.
yeah. So of course we've got Noblesse, to which
Yeah.
they've both ended. Um, ooh, what else? Now this is another one that I sort of came across recently, and it's called Double Click. Of course, it goes up Saturday. It's actually quite new, and it does say sports related, but it's more like esports related.
Yeah.
So this, I think, might be a good series to people who actually like the thing of esports. So, and the way this sort of shares its info, it sort of reminds me a little bit, um, just in some part, like sorta online, but it's taking place as you're on the outside looking in.
Huh.
And so, what happens when you lose the one thing that you were the best in the world? Jiho Seong was a top ranked player in the online action game One Sword.
Yep.
When the game eventually shuts down due to lack of players, he loses all interest in competitive gaming. That is until he finds out that his school has an esports club
Oh yeah.
and discovers a popular team based game called Sword Rush,
Well, you know.
which seems to be an exact copy of One Sword. With new teammates by his side, Jiho takes another shot at rising to the top to the game. So I've not really read through this one properly yet. So let's have a bit of a look through the first. Oh my goodness, how bloody long is this chapter?
It's long.
It's long. Okay, I'll try not to cover too much, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely have.
I'd at least give him a sample of the first
Yes.
two or three.
So you're getting a sample of this along with myself and Jaime too. So
Eh,
it grabbed my interest because the story sounded interesting. So as you can see here, how many, and this is some of their inner thoughts. So we also get to know that he's been doing this since middle school.
oh yeah.
And a bit of a flashback there too. I'm a gamer that reigns supreme. You start to move forward.
Yep.
They're pulling the plug on that game today. Slice. You were truly the best. Thank you. Well, at least you got that out of him.
Yeah.
Almost reminds me a little bit of early RuneScape.
Oh, it does. Usually what happens game was too difficult.
Yeah. End of service.
Yep.
Double click. And this begins the intro into the story. Welcome to Sword Rush fans, subscribers, and everyone watching at home. Click.
Yep. Everyone's getting in.
Yeah. This is
And
the moment you've been waiting for.
yep. A great load of Korean artists and writers.
Yep.
And also Zhang Hun does have another series which I've sent to you as well.
Oh Lord.
It's that one just got started though, called the final raid boss.
Yeah.
Started in February, but this one is related to VR RPGs. So I'm gonna have to give that one a try as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'll add that one to favorites. Yes, it is a bit of a newbie.
Which yes, America and you webtoon artists, you're getting outdone by our friends in the ROK.
I noticed that Lord has another recommendation.
Mob Psycho. It's not a
Mob
webtoon.
Psycho 100. Yes, it is true. It's not a webtoon. Um, and it's done by one who also works on One Punch Man, who's also
Uh-huh.
worked on Eye Shield. Um, to which, if I were to collect that, I'd be looking really hard for
Yes, you would.
it. And I mean, looking really hard to find it. But I have been actually reading the manga of Mob Psycho. I haven't even gotten around to reviewing the anime of the series yet. So hopefully I will find time eventually on the channel to get a review up for Mob Psycho seasons 1 and seasons 2. But I've got some other things that I'd like to review and get out of the way first.
Oh, definitely.
Of course, um, if it's one thing that some people don't like, unfinished projects.
Really, and there's a lot.
Yes, and I got to make sure that I've got another project that I need to find time to get back into, and it's a bit of a Super Sons project.
Correct.
And I'm looking forward to when it's done. I've shared a little bit with Jaime what it's about, but I'll wait until it's released to the audience.
Oh, definitely.
So you get to enjoy it for yourselves. I don't know how much time is going to be put into it, but I want to at least try to get it out before a certain animated movie comes out.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking, but for anyone that wants to find all of these, a lot of these comics is look up the originals, and
Yep.
you will definitely find they've got a weekly schedule.
Yep.
Every
And here is what they've got,
there's a lot.
as well as the completed series. Some of these too, when I've got time as well, I'll probably relook through these, and who knows, might add something else. K-pop spirits I've already added. Even though it's already completed, I'd actually like to read through the series. And I've got quite a fair list, and I mean quite a fair list. 10th Dimension Boys, back in the ongoing. We've got Sub Zero, Let's Play. Let's Play looks like it's temporarily put on pause for a little while. Boyfriends, another LGBTQ type style story, slice of life. I'll probably check that one out later on too. And these are the other ones. Villain to Kill, Be My.
Yep.
So quite a fair amount there.
A lot of what everyone was worried about. Basically, the whole Webtoons is going this direction. It's like, yes, they are, but still.
Yeah, no doubt they do actually have some very interesting titles. The key thing is finding the time to read them, amongst other things that happen apart in everyday life. So I'll get back to the top again and to my subscribe. Did you want to share any others, Jaime?
I'm looking through. I've got a probably next episode I get to do. I'll go through and share, but I did see what is another one?
All right.
Uh, I think I did talk about 100. I don't know if I did.
Yes, yes, you did mention it, but I don't think we got to have a look in it.
All right.
So I'll wait for you to get ready to
Yeah,
show that.
let me get in here. What? There we are. There we go. That's easier. There we are. 100. Is it showing it there?
Yep,
And
there
we're
you go.
we're only at 20 episodes with the general idea. Armed with only a gun and a frying pan, Ho Young Chun must survive Battlegrounds, a battle royale style game with 100 participants. I think everyone knows where this is headed. All right, take a look at the first episode. And PUBG Universe in Busan. Oh,
No, not PUBG.
Oh, 7 civilians, bank personnel. Huh. There's always. Well, that's as cut and dry as it gets, isn't it?
He is.
It's like, sure, we'll let you out of jail. You just got to kill the other 99 guys we promised to let out of jail, too.
Mm-hmm.
it, and as it says, it's officially in the PUBG universe, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I might share one more, and this is called Leyland's Curse. Of course, I'm very new to the series. I've not really had the time to like properly look through it yet, but when things start to maybe gain a little bit more attention with the webtoons on this channel, I'll probably focus on maybe one or two of the webtoons, especially for the Rainbow Press and comic side of things, because to those who follow the Super Sun's Fortress of Attitude side of things, that's purposely set up for Wayne Family Adventures for that webtoon. Um, but of course, to those who heard the announcement through DC Comics that they are bringing out some other webtoons, um, I was thinking that I would like to get the Red Hood one and the Outlaws. Um, Also to be reviewed through the Rainbow Press and Comics, so at least there's a bit of a separation between the two. So one gets Rainbow Press related, the other one gets Super Sons related. And even if I got to use Restream for one of them, so be it.
Yeah.
So at the moment, as you can already see, using StreamYard, but that's neither here or there. So let's give the synopsis to this. And oh gosh, okay, that's what I did. It comes out every Thursday. It's sort of set on a supernatural premise. So to those who like the stuff in relation to the supernatural, this might be for you. David is what the supernatural crowd likes to call a true believer, a badge the teen wears proudly as he searches for the existence of all things scary and mysterious. Okay, all he's missing is the mystery crew.
Yeah.
When David, alongside his skeptical best friend Felix, are presented with proof that something terrifying may have landed right on their doorstep, the hunt for the curse of Leyland is on, and life will never be the same again. So you're going to be seeing this for the first time with me. Um, of course, it looks like it's got bit of a bit of a fair amount there in regards to its size. So I'll try not to cover too many pages. So as we can see here, we've got like a lightning boom. Someone in the horizon,
Oh,
or someone in the starting to look towards. It might be a pretty quick chapter too.
yeah, it looks like it is.
Yeah. So someone with a camera there. Ooh, someone's got a bit of a pussycat nearby.
Oh,
Of course, it's still looking through. I thought, oh, here we go. I guess I shouldn't go further. And as we can see here, something actually happened to the house that they're looking into. So it looks like somewhat abandoned. Now, did she put that, or did they put that hand mark on that, or was it there before they got there?
that's what you wonder.
Yeah,
Of course, that camera's looking a bit scrambled.
yeah. And here's one of the people introducing us to what they're doing. We also learned that there's a strange murder that happened, but they're wondering, is it related to the curse or something else? Okay.
All right, that's definitely
That is awesome.
okay. That's definitely a nice blend of.
Oh yeah.
All right, I will.
I didn't expect to see this in this, but okay. Uh, this definitely is going to have to be reviewed on the channel
All right,
or covered
Isaki,
on the
that's a
channel.
good one. That is a good one, Isaki.
That is great.
Okay,
I think,
I'm gonna give. All right, I just went and I've went and subscribed to it, Isaki. You've got another
yeah.
subscriber because if you're gonna do a webtoon, if you're gonna do nothing but online medium,
Oh
you
my,
add in a little GIF action. That is good,
that is.
and also
It also works because
yeah,
the way the character is doing this
yeah,
is on a camera and
I could believe it. He's
fantastic.
playing an MPEG on a camera.
Yeah,
So,
that is fantastic.
and for those that think you can't do a MPEG on a camera, yes, you can. If you get a DSLR
Yep.
camera, those are quite nice. Yep.
And then we get them pausing it.
And there's the image.
Exactly what the audience is thinking. This is great footage.
Just for the show. I go ahead and on Twitter at Isaki_TM. They've been around Twitter 11 years, so they're not new to the game. Oh, we got some more GIF action.
Yep.
Oh,
That is incredible.
You seeing this?
Oh yeah, I see it. That is incredible.
Okay, I'm
Alright, I
that that
think we're
is
I
that's enough for a taster for
yes.
episode 0. That's just wow. Okay, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
yes.
I definitely
This
I'm going to
needs
follow
to be
them on
made
Twitter.
this needs to be made an anime.
It does. So for those that wondered again, on Twitter, ISAKY_TM. That is the artist for Leyland's Curse. So you can also find them on Instagram under the same name, ISAKY_TM.
That is incredible. Okay, I'm gonna stop that there,
Yeah,
but this is one that will have to be reviewed on the like covered on the channel
between
for
myself
a read
and
through.
between you or I, yeah, because
Yeah,
wow, yeah, that's okay. At first I thought the camera was like, all right, what other tricks do they have up their sleeve? And wow,
yeah.
wow,
I did not expect to see another one to come in. That is clever.
that's and the
That is
expression,
really clever.
her expression, the lighting,
Yes, it's like
and then the footprints, and look at the progress bar of the scroll bar on the side. You're not even
yeah,
you're a third into the if Isaki is doing this to you a third of the way in, I
yeah,
think everyone should read the whole thing, the whole
yeah.
prologue, and see where they're taking you.
This is absolutely incredible, and we haven't even met the main character yet. This is just introduction into the main story because it's putting it out here as episode 0. Even though, yes, it is like the first to begin this.
Yeah, and this was started in 2019. They ended the season in March 2020, so maybe we give them enough love and they will do
Yes.
season 2. And they do have a note, they will return in season 2. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just the storm.
Trying to do what they can to diffuse what they just saw.
Yes.
And then, oh boy.
I'm not sure the
Oh,
7 years of bad luck applies here. Just
yes.
run. Just run. Yeah, no show is worth that.
Yeah. Ooh. Next set of mysteries.
Oh, don't worry, Lord. They're not going to worry about 700 years of bad luck. There's something chasing them. They're going to be lucky to make one day after this. And oh, 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 the Virgin Mary is missing hands, crying tears.
The look on that face
It's
is.
time to run. Even with
Yeah.
as many years of, even with my military experience, if I saw something like that, be like, you know what? No, no. I'm,
Holy crap.
that'd be one is like, there are some things that I would deal with. This is not one of them.
gosh.
It's like I can do insurgents, I can do unruly people. I might even do guard duty. But this supernatural stuff, way beyond my pay grade. Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Ooh. Down to the great beyond. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I think they've definitely won a lot of people with this episode 0.
Oh yeah, because
The way they did those gift scenes,
oh yeah.
oh, freaking incredible. And I take it this is starting to bring us into,
With David.
yeah, who will be the main character in the series.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is trading from the show host to David, which is
Yeah,
a pretty good transition,
it
honestly.
is actually. Wow.
And it looks like Best Girl is with David.
Yeah. Yes, no one likes it when a pet does that to you.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, this is connecting to what happened before.
Uh huh. Okay, that's I.
And this is where it all begins. My goodness.
But yeah, which he is short for Isabel,
Yeah.
and as we say, there's all of
That,
their relevant info.
yep. This would definitely be worth coming back to again
Yeah, and
and worth covering on the channel.
yeah,
Well,
she does need to need to come back to it honestly, but taking a 2 year break and right now 30 million
yep.
views 815,000 or more, and it has a pretty high rating on there, 9.86. So
Yes, it does. And considering the image that I used for the thumbnail, I will probably reuse that same thumbnail again for any future episodes. But what I might maybe do is like next time we do our next webtoon and review, um, we'll see what happens.
yeah,
We might choose to go through maybe one chapter of a story,
Oh,
like
definitely.
we did there.
Yes. But it, I am going to check out the 100 series. Just check it a little deeper because Leyland's Curse there is definitely one I need to
Oh
read through.
yes,
But the 100 series, I kind of like how they tied that in with PUBG. I'm like, okay, that makes sense now. So that one, Leyland's Curse, I hope she comes back to it.
yep,
As that was also an original.
yep. They've definitely got themselves a killer story there
Right. And
of supernatural elements.
another one that I'm looking at is created by 10 Part called Escape Room. I will probably read that one and go over it next time we meet because
Yep,
it's a thriller. Because basically, one person drinks a little too much, and then they wake up in an escape room.
yep. I think for myself, I'm gonna have to. I might try to read through the first couple of um, chapters of Tower of God.
Yeah.
Seeing that this was, seeing it was something that was recommended to me by someone who commented on the channel quite a long time ago. I'll definitely have a read through those chapters. I don't mind rereading them again. Um, at least then, if I do happen to read through it again, because I have had a bit of a look at it beforehand, but I never really got the time to properly look at it. And at least giving it sort of like a second or a third viewing, who knows? Maybe I might catch something that I didn't see the first time.
Right.
Um, another one that I also had on my list, of course, there's Tower of God. I might maybe check out. Oh, might make a beginning on either Ghost King, which I've got on my list or my subscription list, or my S Class Hunters.
Eh,
So
oh,
next time we come back, um, I'll be able to give my impressions and thoughts, what I thought about it. Um, I really liked Leyland's Curse, and considering that also shows up on the thumbnail, I'm
right.
keeping it as the thumbnail.
Right.
I mean it. I'm keeping it as the thumbnail
Right. You
for
should.
these future on. Oh, I never. It's just one of those stories, just like with Uriah. You don't know how good the story is going to be
Right.
until the creator of the story puts in something that you don't expect to see. And when you do see it, it's like, oh crap. And it's like literally, oh crap.
But, yeah, I think we've got a pretty good selection for everyone. I think,
Yeah,
as you said on the in the comments below, if you're watching this after we're done, go ahead
please.
and recommend,
Yep,
or
please.
if you've or if you're a webtoon creator yourself and you want us to take a look at your work, see if we can get it out to a few more people.
Actually, I'd be up for that. And even if you'd like to come on as a guest on the channel, I'd be all for that.
All right.
Whether Jaime is going to be able to make it or not at the time,
Yeah,
we'll
I will
see what
definitely try.
happens. We'll see what happens. If not, at least it's going to be an opportunity for you to share your work. Um, one thing I am looking forward to reading through on Webtoons, when I've got the time to do it, of course, is reading Carmen America. But I think before that happens, I'm going to wait for the omnibus and
Oh
volume
yeah,
5 to arrive in the mail. I know it's already been sent out.
yeah.
And a
They
big
have talked
thanks
about
to,
that.
yeah, big thanks to Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini for their work with that. Yes, I am going to be a new reader to the series of Carmen America, and I'm really happy that they've also got a webtoon on Carmen America.
Yes.
So
I also I don't know when it's coming out, but they are doing the crossover with fellow iconic comics writer and
Doug Ernst,
Doug
yeah,
Ernst, yes, and
Soul Finder,
Soulfind.
and
I think it's Common America X Soulfinder,
yeah,
which
and
that's two different worlds altogether.
yeah, and then we've got something else that's being done through Iconic Comics with Eric Canete.
Yeah.
Um, and he's actually really nice to talk to. I can highly recommend him and also his channel. It's been a while since I've actually seen something go up on his channel. So I hope things are going well on his end.
All right.
But I do know that he sometimes drops into Doug's live streams, even if it's just to communicate in the live stream text. Um, Lovely person. He's also friends with someone connected to Brian Michael Bendis of all things, and that is Michael Avon Oeming. So I have Michael Avon Oeming to thank for getting me introduced to Eric Canete. And from Eric Canete, he ends up finding Doug Ernst. So strange world we live in, isn't it? And the the way he does his art, he puts a real lot of detail into it. Even in some of the very minuscule areas
all right.
that I've noticed too. And sometimes you can see that with like only so many artists, because you get the artists that sort of like um, put like very little effort into their art, and it does actually show when you receive the art. But then there are those who put like maybe a medium effort,
Yeah.
and you see the work
Uh,
of the medium effort. Um, of what I've seen in relation to say between Michael Avon Oeming's art, to which I do know that yes, that even he has had some times where um, he finds it a little bit hard to work with Brian Michael Bendis, but he still manages to find a way to get the job done. And you know what? Credit where it's due. He's lovely to talk to. He also has his own YouTube channel. Definitely check it out.
yeah.
Um, he's also great to sort of like share links to as well, because I've actually, when I was reviewing Powers on the channel,
Yeah.
um, or the trade paperback of Powers on the channel, I made sure to also share the link with him. And he also got to watch the review. And I must admit, his work on Powers is incredible.
Yeah.
Um, with Eric Canente, I would like to work on maybe if it starts to come around to where he's able to do an omnibus, I might try to see if I can try to get a hold of an omnibus.
Right. Right. Oh.
Be-
Which are you talking about? Which omnibus?
Um, I know with Carmen America,
Yeah,
uh,
they're doing one,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Soul
they did an
Finder
omnibus.
also has one.
Yes, so Soul Finder has one on the way too.
And the the Kickstarter campaign, which I sent you the
Yes,
link to, they are doing bundle packages as well.
yeah,
So you might be able to get your omnibus that way too.
yeah. Actually, I'll open the link.
Yeah, right now it's just in the phase that if you've got a an account at Kickstarter or in Indiegogo, that you can go ahead and they'll let you know when's the campaign starting, and also it's Black Hops, Common
Yep,
America, and Soul Finder. So that's all of the main
yep,
series on Iconic.
yep. Well, I might as well share that also with the audience here. So if anyone happens to watch through the live stream audio chat, um, and I'll also show it here too. Definitely check it out. They definitely care about the audience who buys their product. I can vouch for that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure Jaime can vouch for that too.
yeah. I
um,
mean, considering that I've known Ernst for I
yeah.
want to say going on 4 or 5 years or so now.
hmm And even in my own personal, in getting to know Doug, he's also helped me get a hold of the first two volumes of his series. Um,
Which I do
I've read,
recommend. His
yes, and uh, I know presently the third one. I think he's slowly moving on to the fourth one at the moment. But one thing with Doug, when he shares a spoiler with you, even if it's in DM, you know what? I'm like, as much as I'm enjoying this, uh, I he doesn't care that you share it. But for myself, I'd say I'd rather you do this because it is your gift to us in the community, and you can definitely see that he does care about his customers,
oh, he always
along with Timothy Lim, Mark Pellegrini. Definitely check out their YouTube channel, which is called the Bunderdome.
oh yeah.
Can't forget the Bunderdome. And I do try to actually drop in there whenever they do happen to have something on. I don't manage to get there for every one of them, but for when they do actually have one that I manage to get in there, sometimes for myself it can be a little bit confusing as to who might actually be talking
Oh yeah.
because Mark and Tim are sometimes they sound a little bit the same, but it might also be from where they're from regionally. So it might be the lingo side of things that where it feels to me that they sometimes sound like the same person, but they're not. But once you do start to see them both on the one channel talking about a thing, right? You do actually get to hear and see who's who. Um, Lovely. Looking forward to reading through the Carmen America webtoon. I'm also looking forward to reading through not only the omnibus but also volume 5, and I'm gonna have to try to get around to reviewing it on the channel. Um, Apart from that, it's been quite a nice day today.
Oh, yeah.
Night on your end, so I hope things are going well on your end.
Oh, definitely.
So glad we finally got to get this started.
Right.
And a
It,
big, yeah, a big thanks to everyone who's made it, whether it was Lord, Ed Brewer, of
it
course yourself, Jaime.
definitely. But yeah, I again, as schedules permit, I will will return because no, some
Yep.
of these comics are just fun,
Yeah,
and that's
indeed.
what. Let's see what I. Oh, another series has started. I've got to look at this one. Best Teacher Bake, which is Baek, which my Korean is not the greatest. Everyone, forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
I know Japanese quite well. I know Chinese decently, like Mandarin and Cantonese, Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
Russian, Arabic, a little Hebrew, but Korean is not the easiest to learn.
No.
So,
Well, there are some languages like that that can be a little bit difficult to learn, but
and I see everyone in the audience that's going to watch this, and they're like, "Wait, you know Russian, but Korean throws you off." Давай, давай, everyone. That's yeah, that's what's yeah. I guess I get all the symbols mixed up in the
Mhm.
script. It's like, besides, I'm also dealing with various forms of the Latin alphabet.
Yep.
And no, this is definitely an assortment. We're gonna have to save a lot of it for everyone next time.
Yes.
As I just saw this on the advertisement, the best teacher. So I want to
Yep.
see how this goes because it's a martial arts teacher in a rural environment.
Oh, another manhwa, um, a Korean comic that I do collect here in Australia, and I will be getting a second one actually.
Oh,
That I'll be collecting from my LCS. But the one of the key ones that I've been following here in Australia, I also shared in relation to um, doing my first review of the Monkey Prince,
right.
and I thought, okay, I got to do something not only for myself but also for the audience. So we get a bit of a breakdown as to okay, what is a Chinese comic, what is a Korean
Yeah.
comic, and what is a Japanese comic, and also use the terms or the terms that they're called in their original language. So when I did the Monkey Prince issue 1 review on my channel, I thought, okay, I'm going to need 2 videos for this thing.
Right.
um, but I'll fix it up when I need to, or the way I need to fix it up. And I use the first part, like when coming into it, to show, okay, seeing that this story of Monkey Prince is somewhat a Chinese Western version of Manhua.
Right.
Now, there's a slight difference that you actually learn between the words that are used. Um, where with the Chinese, it's Manhua.
Manhua, yeah.
Yeah. Now, the Korean one sounds very similar, but it's Manhua.
Manhua, yeah, because Chinese and Korean and
So,
Japanese is
yeah, so one of them actually sounds a little softer, where the other one's a little bit more rougher or a little bit more louder in regards to how it's pronounced. So with the Japanese, no, not with the Japanese, with the Chinese, it's for us in the English, it's spelled Manhua.
yep.
That U is silent, but it still carries it somewhat through. When you go to the Korean, it's
It's a hard
manhwa, all right? It's WH
No, no, it's HWAH.
Yeah, yeah,
Manhua, so
HW.
it's
Yeah,
harder.
yeah. So
And not
then,
hard isn't hard to say, but yeah, like you said, in Chinese it's manhua,
yeah,
in Korea it's
one has
manhua.
one has a bit of a softer pronunciation, where the other one has a little bit harder pronunciation.
And then
Um,
we go to Japan where it's manga.
yeah. Even though people can say it many ways,
Manga,
but
manga, but manga.
yeah, but still
Eh,
trying to mean the same thing.
they do. I
You
mean,
might get it
everyone's
wrong a
say,
couple of times, but
yeah.
at least you know what you're trying to say.
And but yeah, manhua, and manga, or
Yeah.
everyone is saying the same
Yeah. So,
thing.
the title of the manhwa, the Korean um, comic that I showed in for the first issue of Monkey Prince, is called The Breaker, and it's an interesting story. I haven't actually seen it on Webtoons, but I'm not worried about it anyway. It's actually been around for quite a while, by what I understand, and it's sort of like come into some omnibuses of its own that are being released to the public. And it really caught my attention with, say, the first volume. And I was starting to read through it. You learn that there's a student who learns that his teacher has a connection to somewhat what would be the Korean mafia. It's the
Well,
only way to explain it. Um, and of course, he's tried to leave that life behind him and start to go on the way of sort of like reforming his ways. Well, in the process of some of the things that happen, this student ends up somehow saving the teacher, and
yeah,
because of it, um, he also is like wanting to try to defend himself, like from bullies and also assholes that are after him. And he starts to get a little bit of teaching from this particular teacher, and it's really interesting. I don't want to give away too much,
right.
but it's a definite recommend. By what I had a look into in regards to its title, I think it originally came out in 2006. And this is a time when good stories were good stories when they were coming out, even in the cinema. And as I was reading through this story, this was great. I'm glad I picked it up through my LCS, even though it was in omnibus format. I don't
Huh,
really care. But the writer or the story creator knows what they're doing. They are not
definitely.
dumb. And they can definitely see that they do have an audience that likes his product, that's sort of like set on this. And it's really interesting. There is another new one that I'm working on getting. I wonder if I can pull it up. Um, what was its title? I know I saw it through my main LCS on their previews folder for one of the months that have passed. It was an interesting name, and it was, I think it was for last month, not this month. Okay, when you care to get here? Okay. Was it in the May one or the June? I think it was in the May preview album.
I think so.
Uh, Mind Management by Matt Kint. Not talking about that. Hopefully, it wasn't in the one before this one, because Um, it grabbed my attention, and I thought, well, seeing I've been enjoying this um, manhwa, it would be nice to actually pick up another.
Well, yeah.
And no, that's not it. Uh, where are you? I'll know it when I see the cover. And I might be able to pull it up on, what is it, League of Comic Geeks or whatever it is. Just show the
Yeah.
audience. Where are you? Not Red Ronin. That's manga related. Book of Shadows, not that. Junji Ito, not after Junji Ito. Oh, maybe it was the one before that one.
Maybe.
Elusive Samurai. No, it's not this one. Bugger it. It's a good thing that. Okay, it must have been in April then. Oh, that must mean it could actually be coming out this month too. Or maybe in the next couple of months. Giants, Joy Operations. A really good story, Joy Operations. To those who like Bendis indie stories. If anything, I really enjoy the indie side of Bendis over his mainstream, but we're talking webtoons right now, not Bendis. Come on, it's got to be here somewhere.
Right.
Where are you? Icon and Rocket, Team Justice, DC Pride, Samurai Sonya. I can't wait until that comes out. Where are you? Here we go. Heavenly Demon Reborn.
Right.
Bloody found it.
Nice.
Okay, I'll see if I can pull this up on. I think it's League of Comic Geeks, is it? And I'll show a picture of it. Heavenly Demon Reborn. Here we go. And it's through a blaze. Okay, I found it.
Think you got her.
All right, found it. In an ancient world where martial artists reign supreme, Un Seong can only watch as his master is brutally beaten to death after a false accusation of practicing for the forbidden demonic arts. Even after a valiant fight, he fails to kill those responsible and faces his own end. But fate has other plans. Instead of taking his last breath, he awakens as a child, training to be an elite soldier of a demonic sect. Now Un Seong must embrace the demonic arts and harness the power in his ultimate quest for revenge. And this is, of course, the cover.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
yes,
really nice.
that is.
And It almost sounds isekai like, but I don't really care. and and it definitely looks like it's going to be fun to read.
Oh yeah.
When's it due to come out? 17th of August. So
Oh yeah.
a bit of time before it turns up.
Oh, I mean it looks well worth the wait.
Oh yeah, and I'll show you the other one that I've. Uh, it's actually the omnibus that I'm getting. It's also through a blaze. There we go.
Oh,
These are some of its covers. In fact, I'll be getting the third omnibus this week,
nice.
and I must admit, right, there's the teacher I was telling you about.
Right.
There's the student. Back to the teacher.
Nature. And then the fourth one looks.
I think it's probably either maybe addressing maybe one of the first big villains.
I don't know. Well, take a look at it if it'll let you.
Okay.
Possibly.
So very interesting.
All right. I'm gonna have to check that series out too, The Breaker, because
Yeah.
releases August 9, 2022. So yeah, plenty of time to catch up with the trade.
Yep.
Third trade, and then that comes out in a couple of months.
Yep. So
Yeah, just like all this good stuff that's coming out from overseas.
yeah. And that's the name of the creator of it. Like I said, it is a Korean story.
Yeah,
And it
Jeon
says
Guk-gi.
originally published in Korean, so it practically tells you, yeah, this thing is a manhwa.
And let me see, and they call him. Scroll up again, Chunwoo. Chunwoo Han. Yep, which is trying to think of that's translated, but yeah.
A really good series, and I do highly recommend. So I'm actually starting to move into reading volume 2 of this omnibus. I've been reading alongside with my manga here. Or especially the manga that is of a fair size and requires a different box for it to go into. If anything, it's the next thing that I'm starting to read. After that, I'll be reading some Vinland Saga, Volume 12. And I'm not too sure when the next one of that will be coming out or if it will be coming out.
Let's see.
Vinland Saga has been incredible. Absolutely incredible. That is a manga I can recommend, but this, we're talking webtoons and manhwa. But they sometimes do crossover at some point, one way or another. So,
Well, it's Vinland Saga has been since 2005.
yeah.
This will be its 17th year.
Wow. Congrats to the creator of the series.
Which is Makoto Yukimura,
Yeah.
which excuse me. What is he? All right. So he did Planeti, which was done for 5 years in Weekly Morning and from Kodansha, and then he did a one shot in the evening from Kodansha, and now in Weekly Shonen magazine, the Vinland Saga,
Yep.
which for anyone that wonders, it does, as you said, take place in 1013 AD in England, which was conquered by the Forkbeard, the Danish king Forkbeard.
Mm-hmm. I'll say one thing with some of the manga that comes out through Japan, they have a great love and respect in regards to, for example, learning about history.
Oh yeah,
And it doesn't matter what part of history they cover, whether it's parts of Europe, America, even their own history in Japan. Um, as we already know, they cover quite a lot of genres.
I think I'll have to
And it
go
looks like,
through it with Dave again, but
yeah,
there are genres on top of genres and subgenres.
yes. So it's definitely worth checking out.
It is.
My goodness, almost an hour 50. But it
It,
has been a good first episode.
it was a good
And a big
run, so we'll
thanks
need
to
to.
everyone to who made it, as well as seeing some of the things that I'm actually reading
Oh yeah,
manhwa right wise, and what will be expected to show up a little bit later on the channel already, as you've already gotten a head start.
yes, yes, but yeah, everyone should again, Webtoons, if you're worried that, oh my God, Webtoons is going this direction or that direction, it's like the good books
Oh,
are out there. You just have to, you're
yes.
going to have to
Hey,
dig and figure out what you want to read.
yep. Hey, there might be some that you'll find that you might not like to begin off with. As you start to reach later chapters, like I mentioned with Uriah earlier on this stream,
Yeah. They
um,
get a little deeper. It's like, what's
the
going on
way
here?
the way that story was presented, my goodness, the fact that I read 20 chapters in under an hour says a lot. I never thought I'd get that hooked into it, and then starting the move into Leyland's curse now, to which we both got to see the very first uh, introductory chapter into the story.
Huh.
That is something I would want to come back to,
Huh.
especially on the channel. But I'll definitely have to check out those, or have a bit of a read through of the ones that I brought up earlier.
Right.
The S class one and the other ones that I brought up. Just the ones that I haven't really started making a start on reading the first episodes or the first couple of episodes. Hey, it might be something that I might not like at the beginning, but depending on how the story goes a little bit later on, it might actually get really good.
Oh, yeah.
Each one's going to be different than the other, and I don't expect them to be the same. I certainly hope the audience doesn't expect them all to be the same.
Let's hope. Oh, yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah. And maybe the audience would like me to even cover the Carmen America on the channel.
Which is an excellent series. I will.
Yeah.
It is. It is a little campy, but
Not
campy is
worried
good.
about it. Not worried about it.
I mean, for anyone that's like, oh, man, it's campy, it's this and that. It's like, have you read Shonen? Shonen is campy on its own.
And even the fact that Timothy Lim and Mark Pellegrini are also doing a Carmen America manga.
Oh yeah.
So they're not afraid to try anything. So from their omnibus to webtoons some manga,
Yep.
they know where they want to start to reach their audience. And we already know that they've got a bit of an overseas audience. Um, of course, Australia included. um, and I hope things go really well with them for the manga and also for the webtoon.
Oh, definitely. Uh, we're almost hitting that 2 hour mark, so let's
Yeah.
go ahead and give our salutations to everyone who did come out and who are going to watch this later.
Yep.
All
You
right.
might as well shill your channel.
Oh yeah, I want to
You've
shill
got
it.
permission to shill it.
Oh,
Well, you don't need my permission, seeing
man,
you're already a member on the Rainbow Press and Comics website.
yes.
Anyway.
Anyhow, we'll put the link through. Probably should put it through your Twitter. Just set a live link for 7 days or something. But anyhow,
Yep.
I am at on Twitter at Blue Collar J. I've got various other. I've got a pin there where you can find me as well if you follow me on Twitter. I've got my various places you can find me on the internet. Just make it easy for everyone. I also run Roulette Productions along with my friend David, who he is currently trying to start on his quest for home ownership. So let's, wish him luck on that one. It's certainly not easy. But we both run Roulette Productions. We do book reviews, ramblings, and play a video game here and there. Just the classic stuff because I think we've all figured out that we are way too old for the for the modern games. I mean, it's enough to drive you mad. Other than that, we are also doing a detective series over Substack called the Killjoy Files. Trying to get pieces together written. Got a lot of stuff written. We've just got to go over it, and then we will gradually release that. And find me on any podcast provider, Blue Collar Philosophy. I will also get back into my show this week because I had a ton of papers to do the past 2 weeks. Again, I wanted that college life to get my second degree and to head towards my MBA, so I better get used to writing yet again. And also, if you do follow Talem's link to our Rainbow Press and Comics Discord, tons of stuff there.
Yep. Actually, oh,
The live streams, there's definitely a lot of stuff. You might have a laugh or two because
all right.
we have one section for the Joker's Wild stuff, which
Yep.
there are some hilarious things that are happening. It's like things that make you shake your head, like, really?
All right. It's been a while since I've shared the invite to the Discord, but I've actually added it into the text now. So
yeah, yeah. For anyone that wonders how much, or not wonders how much, but wonders what is in the Joker's Wild. Trust us, there's some hilarious,
yes,
stories that you just wonder. They really do that?
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I've got to show. Like I said, follow me on the Twitter, Blue Collar JM. I do have a pinned tweet where you can find me everywhere on that.
Mm-hmm.
Made it easy for everyone.
Yep. So I hope you enjoyed today's live stream, covering something new on the channel, which is also nice to try out too, and also catching up with a friend who I haven't spoken to on audio for a while too. So that is a big bonus for today. Not only that, one of the best bonuses, is the guests that come through the live stream and communicate. In other words, the subscribers. You're important too. And like we mentioned earlier, please leave a comment, even if it's after the live stream, of what you're enjoying Webtoon wise. Hey, we're going to eventually check it out anyway.
Probably.
I do know that there's Tower of God and other things as well. And what I might try to do too is I'll probably end up using Restream to cover those reviews of um, just of like individual webtoons. So maybe covering. I'll have to make sure to put it in the title that it's like Rainbow Press and Comics, maybe webtoon read through.
Right.
And I'll have to put up what the webtoon is called, and we'll get this. I'll get to cover whatever is done. Who knows? Maybe when Jaime might be able to cover his maybe the same way through here, but
Right.
and see what happens there. Unless he wants to cover one sort of like the same way that I want to do with that, but
Oh yeah.
we'll do
We'll
it.
sort.
But it
We'll
will
sort
be
it.
his turn instead of my turn, so and I get to watch him go through the story, and I can basically be commenter, and
Oh yeah. We'll sort it out.
we'll find something that works. Until then, have yourself an awesome day. Uh, to everyone who's watching this. And apart from that, let's keep it colorful. Please check out the Roulette Productions YouTube channel of Jaime. Highly recommend it. Even though he doesn't have a lot of subscribers, please help him reach a good fair amount. But that's neither here or there.
Oh yeah.
But he does deliver good quality content, and that I can recommend. Yes, I'm going to have to try to get back and watch through some of his videos. That I do know.
Yeah. But again,
But
that's
that
the
goes both
business.
ways. That goes both ways.
Yeah. It really does. All right. Cheers, everyone. Shalom.
Yep. And have yourself an awesome day, and let's keep it colorful. Shalom, shalom.